Hi guys. So initially our senior class was gonna make a video like this in the format of a letter to showcase for our youth group, but instead we kind of just went back to playing a song. But I thought a video like this was a lot more special and a lot more personal, so I kind of just decided to make this on my own. So this is a video from Ryan Lim to the seniors and to the youth group. So firstly to the seniors. My first impression of this church was Justin, Joseph, and Griffin running around the hallways of Ridgetop playing freeze tag, with quiet Ian watching from the side. That dynamic was one of the biggest reasons I actually decided to join this youth group. The bonds that I've built with you all, from late night talks to hours of Clash Royale at sleepovers and moments at retreats, house churches, and HOPs, actually mean a lot to me. We may not have been the closest group of friends, but each and every one of you has impacted me in some sort of way, and I wanted to thank you all. So firstly to Justin, thank you for your energy. I don't think I've gone through a single Sunday worship service or Saturday practice without seeing you make others laugh or smile. Watching you grow not just as a drummer but as a person has been such an honor. I really hope you continue to pursue your gifts with confidence and boldness. As Isaiah 30 verse 21 reminds us, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Wherever life takes you, I pray that you will always listen for God's voice and follow the path He sets before you. With the same love and passion you brought to the youth group, you've shown the fruit of being energetic. So Justin, thank you for showing me love. And to Jimin. Proverbs 15:13 says, "A happy heart makes the face cheerful." I feel like every encounter I've had with you, you were smiling. At Barnabas, on Sundays, at winter retreats, and even at Living Life. Your bright smile and loud laugh was something that seemed to be constant at church, and you were always able to make others laugh and smile. You had this ability to bring joy into a room without even trying. And whether it was through your playful jokes, your random comments during small groups, or the way you greeted everyone like they were your best friend. I truly thank God used your cheerful heart to lift others up, especially on the days they didn't have the strength to lift themselves. Jimin, thank you for showing me joy. And to Joyce, Psalm 16:11 says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy, and at your right hand are pleasures forevermore." From being in the same winter retreat group time after time, and even our dumb conversations we used to have on house party, I'm glad we were able to interact. But from all the conversations we've had, I think the greatest aspect about you is your sense of humor. Never once did I feel uncomfortable or awkward when talking with you, but rather it felt like I was just conversing with someone that I've known for a while. And Joyce, I hope you know how much peace that you bring to others, how much fulfillment and pleasure your presence gives. You may not know it, but there is a quiet strength and joy in you that's contagious, and I've always appreciated how effortlessly you can make people feel comfortable and seen. It's a gift that not everyone has, and I know it's something that brings glory to God. So Joyce, thank you for showing me peace. And to Chongwon, I'm really glad God placed us in the same house church this past year. While the rest of us were really loud and rowdy, constantly yelling and fighting over mafia, you seem to somehow always just keep calm. Proverbs 19:11 says, "A man's wisdom gives him patience. It is to his glory to overlook an offense." Your patience in every situation, especially when times were chaotic, truly reflected the wisdom God has given you. You show me that patience isn't just about waiting, but rather choosing to remain calm and kind, even when things seem loud and uncontrollable. So Chongwon, thank you for showing me patience. And to Olivia, Proverbs 13:14 says, "The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death." From our Chunbokki SAT class, it was clear how smart you were, which was evident by how much Pokki was glazing you. But honestly, what stood out even more was your friendliness. You always took the initiative to come up to me and talk to me, whether it was about college apps or just life. Not because you were forced to, but just because you're a friendly person at heart. I know your brains and leadership will take you far, but it's your warmth and humility that will truly set you apart. And I pray that you will continue to carry that with wherever you go. Olivia, thank you for showing me kindness. And to Inji. The biggest thing I learned from you was how open your heart was. Watching you serve at Barnabas and the ways you were able to keep a smile through all the exhaustion and tiredness truly showed me what having an open heart looked like. 1 Peter 5:2 says, "Be shepherds of God's flock that is under your care, watching over them, Not because you must, but because you are willing, as God wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve. I hope that even as you go off to college and continue to serve, that you will always remember God's calling for you, a shepherd of his flock. You are definitely a leader by heart, and I hope you're able to use that to serve and carry out God's goodness to others. I can't wait to see what God has in store for us at Barnabas this summer and for the rest of your life. Benji, thank you for showing me goodness. And Telani, Matthew 5:14-15 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house." One of the things I respect the most about you is your confidence. I've never once seen you as someone who's shy or uncertain, but you always speak and act with intention. And what I think makes it so special is that it's always backed by Christianity. Even when you did seem to get pretty mad at me, and even when you seem to be super stressed and anxious, you always seem to have faith in the way God is working in your life, no matter how difficult the situation is. You may not know it, but the confidence and certainty you have shines to other people. So as you head off to college, I hope you never lose that part of yourself. I hope you realize how bright your light truly shines, and I hope you never find a reason to hide it. Lainey, thank you for showing me faithfulness. And to Ian, I'm really glad we got closer through Praise Team and Living Life. Those weeks gave me the chance to see your heart and maturity, and honestly, it was really eye-opening. You were always intentional in how you shared and listened, and it challenged me to grow too. From the very first day in 6th grade when we showed up to church together, I had this feeling that we would be friends, and I'm glad God called us in this way. Proverbs 18:24 says, "A man that has friends must show himself friendly. There is a friend that sticks closer than a brother." Throughout our shared time in the youth group, you've been constantly encouraging and genuine, and as I got to know you better and your goofy side, I found being around you to be very enjoyable. And who knew you were so cute in these baby pictures? But Ian, throughout the years, you've been more than just a friend. You've been steady, encouraging, and genuine, and I'm excited to keep growing together in faith and friendship. So Ian, thank you for showing me gentleness. And Terena, Psalm 139 verse 12 says, "Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as day, for darkness is as light with you." Somehow, you have always had this reassuring mindset that everything will work out. And even though I didn't always agree, your calm heart and steady presence made me start to believe that it might. Whenever you faced stress or anxiety, you always stayed grounded and chose to see the good even when times were tough. What I really respect about you is that even when your mind was pulling you one way, you had the self-control to pause, think it through, and still follow your heart and do what you felt God was calling you to do. So as you grow and face more stress and heavier workloads, I hope you never forget who you are. You're someone who finds light in chaos, holds on to hope, and you always move forward with faith and purpose. Reina, thank you for showing me self-control. And to the youth, words cannot describe how grateful I am to be a part of this youth group. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." I truly believe that the time that God placed me to move here, right before my 6th grade year, and the time He called me to move out, right after my senior year, has been the most perfect timing. From the seniors that I met in my middle school years to the middle schoolers sitting in this sanctuary right now, I'm truly so grateful that God has called us to be in this youth group at the same time, and I hope you can see the greatness in God's timing and planning. And to the ministry teams, thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone. 1 Peter 4:10 says, "As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace." God has given each of us all different gifts, and I'm really glad to see that you guys were able to use that to serve our youth group. I hope that even after you guys graduate, you'll never lose sight of the gift God has given you, and that you will always be willing to use it for others and not yourself. And to Eric, I don't think the youth truly realizes how lucky we are to have a leader as selfless and as humble as you. You've truly changed my life for the better, and I just hope that over the years I've been here, I've been able to give a little bit of that back. It actually took me a while to find the right verse for you, but after about 3 days of looking, I landed on this one. Luke chapter 22:25-26 says, "Jesus said to them, 'The kings of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who exercise authority over them call themselves benefactors. But you are not to be like that. Instead, the greatest among you should be like the youngest, and the one who rules like the one who serves.'" Out of all the positive qualities you have, the one I admire the most is your servant leadership. You never once put yourself above the youth group. You always made sure that every trip, event, and detail was planned with us in mind, and you gave us so many chances to serve in return. Over the 7 years I've been here, I've seen you act like a true shepherd, leaving the rest of the flock to just go after one sheep. Still to this day, I don't think I ever deserved the privilege to lead our praise team. And even if the quality of our music went down significantly, you didn't hesitate to give me the chance to lead. And I will never take that for granted. So to conclude this video, I want to end with this verse. Galatians 5:22 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." When I look at the senior class in this youth group, I see those qualities reflected in you all so clearly. So seniors, take this to heart. Deep down, everyone wants to make a difference in the world, regardless of your job, age, or personality, and I know each of you has that desire somewhere in your heart. And I can say that with full confidence that each of you has already made that difference in my life. And I will be forever grateful for the way God has brought us together. It has been the greatest joy and the greatest honor to have served in this youth group. Thank you.